All right, so can we all agree that we can say n plus d plus q equals 27 with that first telling you 27 coins? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because number of nickels plus the number of dimes plus the number of quarters equals 27 coins, right? You all know that a nickel's worth 5, a dime's worth 10, and a quarter's worth 25 cents, right? And it tells us that, it tells us different. Never mind. The combined value of nickels and dimes, all right? So 5 cents for every nickel plus 10 cents for every dime equals 90 cents, right? Is that what that second sentence said? Does that make sense? Now, I like to put 5 and 10 instead of 0.05 and 0.10 and 0.90. Then I don't have to worry about decimals. Okay? But if you put the 0.05 and 0.10 and 0.90, that's the same problem, same equation. Okay? And with your calculators and using your matrix stuff, decimals don't make a difference. It'll still work out. Okay? The other one, the combined value of dimes and quarters. So 10 cents for every dime plus 25 cents for every quarter is $4. Now again, $4 is 400 cents. Since I kept it in 10 cents and 25 cents, I need to put the $4 as 400 cents. No decimal point. Does that make sense? So that's how I do it. I don't use the decimal point. Now, when we do our matrix, all right, what did we say about our N's and D's and Q's? Everything's got to be lined up, right? So when we do our matrix A, we got 1, 1, 1. For the middle row, we got 5, 10, and then what? 0, right? No quarters in that equation. You still got to put 0 in the quarter spot. And then the bottom row would be 0 for nickels, 10 for dimes, 25 for quarters. So there's our A matrix. Does that make sense? That's really important. You've got to make sure all of it lines up. And then our B matrix is just the 27, 90, and 400. And then we got to remember when we put it in our calculator to solve it, don't forget the what? The inverse, yeah. A inverse B. All right? So going to my calculator, let's get that stuff out of there. All right, there we go. So, second inverse for matrix, over to edit, enter, 3 by 3, so just hit enter twice, and then just overlap the numbers. 1, 1, 1, 5, 10, 0, and 0, 10, 25. Get out of there, second mode for quit. Go back in, edit, remember number 2, 3 by 1, and then 27, 90, 400. All right, jump out of there, get back in, just hit enter for A, then hit the inverse button, jump back in, hit 2 for B, enter. So, 8 what? Nickels, 5 dimes, 14 quarters. Okay? Did that help going over that? Okay. Let's go over the homework problem. All right? Again, once we go over these, they become a lot easier for you. The first time through, it's tough. I understand that. But once we do some, as we go through these, you're going to get a lot better at it. All right, so we got 46 tickets this time. What kind of tickets? Adult and children. So I used A and C. So the number of adult tickets plus the number of child tickets or children tickets is 46. We're just looking for adult and children here. So we only need 2 things we're looking for, so we only need 2 equations. Okay? The price of an adult ticket is $2.50, and the price of a child ticket is $1.25. How do we know that? How do we know it's $1.25? Because it's half the adult price, right? So that's how we got $1.25. And selling all of them would give us how much money? $68.75. So since I had decimal points here, the $2.50 and the $1.25, I need the $68.75. And then I just go in to my calculator. So I have to change my dimensions when I do it. Second, matrix, edit, A, 2 enter, 2 enter. So it only gives me 4 spots. 1 enter, 1 enter, 2.5, 1.25, and then jump out of there. And then back in for B, edit, 2, and it's a 2 by 1, 46 and 68.75. Second quit. Now, since I'm back in the normal calculator mode, not matrix, I can hit second enter and it'll give me A inverse B because that's the last thing I typed in. Whenever you hit second enter, it'll retype what you just did or bring up what you just put in. So I don't have to type that in anymore. So 9 what? Adult tickets, and how many child tickets? 37, right? I think I feel sorry for those 9 adults. 37 kids. Yes, Jordan.
27 kids.
You did, huh?
Yeah.
Did you have the right equation?
When you looked at my homework, you told me I got that one right.
Well, I thought you had it right. Did you have the 2.5, 1.25?
Yeah.
So you got 9 though, too?
Yeah, I got 9.
Yeah, so I don't know why it didn't say 37 was it? It said 27. It should have said 37. If you got 9 for the one, it should have said 37 for the other.
Okay.
So maybe you just looked at it wrong. Because you do have it set up right. All right, we got 30 coins. Nickels, dimes, and quarters again. So what's the easy, quick equation? Number of nickels plus number of dimes plus number of quarters is 30. All right? And that's $3.50, all of them together. So 5 cents for every nickel, 10 cents for every dime, 25 cents for every quarter is 350 cents. Okay? We get those two pretty easily. Now this third one's really easy. Okay? Watch. Just read that sentence. The number of nickels is equal to the number of quarters plus twice the number of dimes. What's twice mean? 2 times, right? So 2D. So there's your third equation. Just from reading that sentence. Questions? Now, what do I got to do with that third equation? So I can put it in my matrix. Line things up. So what happens to the 2D and the cube? The n would go here. The 2D goes next. What kind of 2D? Since I'm moving it over. Yeah, minus 2D. What happens to the quarter since I moved it over? Negative. Since those are gone, what's left over there? Nothing. How do we write nothing? 0. So there's our third equation then. So we got things lined up. Okay? Questions on that? Is that making sense to you? All right, so we'll go back in, edit, back to 3 by 3, right? So 3 enter, 3 enter. 1, 1, 1, 5, 10, 25, 1, negative 2. The negative sign's down here at the bottom here, next left of enter. Okay? Second quit, jump out. Second matrix, edit number 2 for the B matrix, a 3 by 1 now. And we got 30, 350, and 0. Second quit. How do we get A inverse B to show up? Second enter. And then hit enter. So 17 nickels, 4 dimes, 9 quarters. Question? Nolan?
On the B1, when you put 350, or I'm sorry, 320, wouldn't you put like 3.20, not 320, or whatever it was?
Well, if you made these 0.05 and 0.10 and 0.25, then you would put 3.5.
Okay.
If you don't use the decimals, then don't use the decimals in the $3.50. We good on those two? Questions? Or any other questions? All right. So we got 1s, 5s, and 10s now, right? So worth 87. So I'll just make it X, Y, and Z. So right. So 1 for every $1 bill, plus $5 for every $5 bill, plus $10 for every $10 bill was the $87, right? Now she has as many $1 bills as 5 and 10s combined. So the number of 1s equals the number of 5s and 10s combined, added, right? That's what that means? That makes sense in that sentence? She has 24 bills in all, so what's my other one? Number of 1s plus the number of 5s plus the number of 10s is 24. So there's my third equation. So what I got to do with that Y and Z in the middle? Subtract them over, right? So it should be X minus Y minus Z equals what? 0, right? So I just moved the Y and Z over and lined them up by subtracting, and then nothing's left, so that's a 0. Okay? Questions on my equations there? All right, so I'm going to go back in and edit my A matrix, 3 by 3, 1, 5, 10, 1, negative 1, negative 1, and then 1, 1, 1, and get out of there. Go back into the B matrix, edit, remember, number 2, and I got 87, 0, 24. Second quit, second enter to get that to show up, hit enter. So we got 12 1s. It'll come over. Oops. 12 $1 bills, 9 $5 bills, and 3 $10 bills. So 3 10s is $30, and 9 5s is 45. What's 30 plus 45? 75. Plus $12 is $87. It works out, right? Getting easier? Cindy? Making sense? Okay. Anybody else having issues? All right. All right. Tim has 28 coins. So let's go right ahead and go number of nickels plus the number of dimes plus the number of quarters is 28 coins. He has 4 more dimes than nickels and quarters combined. All right. So 4 more dimes. So the number of dimes plus 4 is the same as nickels and quarters combined. How much does he have if his value of money is $3.20? All right, so 5 cents for every nickel, 10 cents for every dime, 25 cents for every quarter is 320. No decimals, I didn't use again. So that middle one, okay, I'll just move it down here to the bottom. All right, what happens to the nickels? Negative nickels. Plus dime, negative quarters. Then the 4 went to that side. What happens to it? That's negative 4. I might have did that wrong. I did do that wrong. Let's read that again. The number has 4 more dimes than nickels and quarters combined. So would I add 4 to the dimes or would I add 4 to the nickels and quarters? Read that again. That's 4 more dimes than nickels and quarters combined. So I wouldn't add 4 to the number of dimes. I'd have to add 4 to the number of nickels and quarters. You see that? So I did write that wrong. Okay? This 4 should have been on the other side. So this 4 here is what? That's a positive. Yeah, I was getting in a hurry. That makes sense? The number of nickels and dimes, or nickels and quarters combined, plus 4 is the number of dimes, because the number of dimes is 4 more than nickels and quarters together. All right, so that's a common mistake because I was in a hurry. All right, so go back in and edit. And I got 1, 1, 1 again. And I'll just make the green, this 5, 10, 25 my middle. I'll put this one at the bottom just because I moved it, all right? And then negative 1, 1, negative 1. And then get out of there and go take care of my B matrix. And my top number was 28. And then my middle one was the 320. And then my bottom one was the 4. Just be consistent. Second. Oh, enter, right? So 7, 16, and 5. 7 nickels, 16 dimes, 5 quarters. All right? Question. Now we're getting the hang of it, I hope. Spencer, you all right? Last one. A museum charges $4 for regular admission tickets, but admits children for $2.50 and senior citizens for $3. One day, 500 tickets were sold for $1,740. If 100 more regular tickets were sold than children's and seniors combined, how many of each type of ticket were sold? All right, so 500 tickets. All right, so that's one of my. So we got regular plus child plus senior citizens was 500 tickets. That day they're talking about, right? The price of a regular was 4. The price of a child was $2.50. And the price of a senior was $3. And that day they made on those ticket sales that much money. You okay with those two equations? Now, this is like the one we just did where I got in a hurry. It says, if 100 more regular tickets were sold than children's and seniors combined, all right? So the number of regular tickets is the number of child's plus seniors plus 100, right? Those two combined plus 100 equals the number of regular. The hundreds with the child and senior. That make sense? That was like that one we just did. So that bottom one, we're going to do what with the C and the S? Subtract them to get things lined up. So let's go and put it in. All right, I got my 111 already. And then 4, 2.5, 3, and then 1, negative 1, negative 1. Jump out of there, jump back in, edit the B matrix, and we got 500, 1740, and 100. And then jump out of there, second enter to get A inverse B. So 300 regular tickets, 120 kids, and 80 senior citizens. All right, going over these, has that helped you guys? Hopefully. All right. Are we having any issues with our calculators? Just going through those helps us with doing our matrices now, right? Okay. So today I have a practice test for you. And you do that for homework. And we'll go over it Monday, so our chapter 1 test will be Tuesday. All right? All right. Good job today.